Hi everyone, this is Ren and this is another video about Go High Level. And for today's video, I'm gonna walk you through my process before submitting the phone number for A2P verification. So I have my own checklist. So meron akong sariling checklist na pina-follow before ako mag-submit ng A2P verification or before ako mag-submit ng phone number for verification or for A2P verification to be very specific. And actually, yung checklist ko is very short lang. It's just for me to, again, this is just my own preference. It's up to you guys if gusto nyong i-follow. But this works for me. So that's why I'm recording this for aspiring go high level specialist na rin. So ano nga ba yung checklist ko? Before ako mag-proceed sa checklist ko, which is very, very short lang naman, A2P verification is a mandated, US mandated policy sa US, of course. So this is only, or this video is only applicable for if your client is based in the US or their client base is from the US or Canadian clients. Kasi yun lang yung, dun lang siya nag-acquire sa mga states na yun or sa countries na yun for US and Canadian um, countries lang. So for any other countries na, for example, iba yung area code or iba yung countries na inacquire or ibang countries or ibang phone number from other countries yung inacquire yung inside Go High Level. So it's another process or it's a different process. It's not really like A2P. Pero ngayon kasi is meron pa rin pina-follow para ma-verify yung phone number. So again, this video is for A2P verification only. And now I'm gonna show you my checklist na, which is again very, very short. So I only have here four lists to tick. So first is EIN copy or what we call the CP575 to be very specific kasi yan yung document name ng EIN copy. So hinihingi ko tong document na to from the client just for me to match every details in the business profile settings. So dito sa settings, syempre pupunta tayo ng settings para makita yung business profile. Share ko na lang guys kasi syempre sensitive pa rin naman yung information dito ni client. So dito na tayo sa business profile setting. Ano nga ba yung mga ina-match ko or mini-make sure ko na match yung details or yung information in this section din doon sa versus doon sa EIN copy ng client. So first is yung legal business name. So it has to be the legal business name that they have in their CP575 as well as the business address na din or the legal business address. So kung ano yung address na nandun sa CP575 nila, yun din dapat yung address na nandito and it has to be exact as much as possible. Even the abbreviation of the streets like street like parkway, court. So yon, imbes na yung full, for example yung court, imbes na full court ang ilagay mo dito, kung city lang yung nakalagay doon sa EIN copy, dapat city lang. So yon, naging practice ko na siya eh, basta kung ano yung nandun sa EIN copy ni or kung ano yung nandun sa CP575 ni client, yun yung ilalagay mo mismo dito kasi para ma-minimize na rin yung reasons for rejection. Kasi kapag mali yung address dito or mali yung legal business name, ma-reject na, brand rejected na agad yung account ni client. And another submission na naman yun. And mag-add ka na naman another day for the estimated time frame, right? Kasi i-resubmit mo eh. And then, aside from the legal business name and the business address, another thing is, of course, the EIN number. So, yung sa paglagay naman ng EIN number is, you have to make sure as well na kasama yung dash kapag EIN number. Yung dash is after the two digits. So, yan. Lastly, after mong ma-set yung or ma-enter dito yung EIN number, you have to go through this section naman, which is yung authorized representative naman to. And kung ano yung first and last name na nandun sa EIN copy, of course, yun din dapat yung nandito as authorized representative. So it's okay if you use the personal email address of your client as well as the phone number, as long as the first name and last name is it has to be match with what's on the EIN copy na in-enter or yung sa EIN copy nyo from the client. And hindi pala ito yung last kasi meron pa ditong section for the website. So, dito na papasok yung sa contact us form, terms and conditions, as well as yung sa privacy policy. Kasi yung sa website dito, it has to match the business name. Kumbaga yung domain ng website is nagma-match dapat siya doon sa legal business name. So, for example, yung etong client na to is, legal name niya is Roofer Recon. So, dapat yung website niya is somehow nagma-match, merong rooferrecon.com. So, ganyan dapat siya kasi para talagang legit na itong business na to may website, and doon sa website nila may contact us form na may opt-out message. So, ganon. Kapag ka hindi naman, pwede pa rin naman, hindi naman siya sobrang mandatory na kung ano yung legal business name nila is yun din yung nasa domain ng website nila. So, pwede pa rin naman yung i-try as long as, kasi merong times na yung legal business name nila is, yun yung legal business name nila, pero iba na yung tawag nila sa program or naka DBA na siya. So, sa first submission naman, ang sinasabi ko sa mga clients ko is, this is just temporary. Pwede namin tong i-change right after verified na yung phone number. So, as for now, we'll have to change it change the names to the legal ones muna para just for the sake of the submission and verification. So, yan. Make sure ko lang na naiintindihan ng client yun. Kasi, syempre, may mga SMS campaigns pa rin or SMS campaigns pa rin na nagra-run, and kapag yung, syempre, naka-location or naka-custom field siya, di ba? So, ang mapupull na data ng system is yung nakalagay sa legal business name. So, ganon. So, yun. Again, yung sa website naman or yung website na nagalagay dito, hindi naman siya sobrang mandatory. Pero it's just nice to have na match yung legal name or legal business name dun sa website domain. So, yun. Yun lang yung mga practice ko na mas mabilis yung approval ng A2P. We're done with the EIN copy or the CP575, and the reason why hinihingi ko tong document na to from the client. Minsan kasi sinasabi nila, ito yung address ko, tapos yun nga, yung abbreviation, yung paglagay ng dash or ng dot. So, ganun. Mas maganda na hingin ko na lang para for me to see kung talagang legit talaga. Para hindi na rin, alam mo yun, yung conversation is back and forth. Sasabihin niya, ito yung address ko, nilagay mo, tapos yung brand na reject, bakit? So, yun. Mga ano lang siya, simple things, pero nagiging reason din ng rejection. Okay, so next is yung website contact us form. So, importante siya kasi ito talaga yung chine-check dun sa website. Sino ba yung nag-check or nag-verify ng A2P or nagpa-process ng verification? Hindi Go High Level and hindi Go High Level, hindi rin Twilio. So, it's a third-party company. I think, hindi ko lang masyadong na-search before, pero I think it's yung sa mga phone companies na talaga or telecom companies na. So, yan. And, yun nga, going back, website contact us form nakalagay dito kasi it's, kailangan yung contact us form is my opt-out message like this one. So, kapag ka brand new yung or wala talagang website at all si client bago pa yung domain, pwede ka namang gumawa ng dummy funnel and just create a form as well with this opt-out message. And kailangan, kaya lang dito yung terms and condition as well as yung privacy policy is because kailangan included din to doon sa form. And it has to be live. Dapat may active, dapat may active terms and conditions page as well as privacy policy, which we will discuss in a few seconds. Dito muna tayo sa opt-out message. So ito is, guys, so nga pala, mas mabilis na ngayon or mas madali na yung pag-submit ng A2P kasi meron ng guidelines si Go High Level mismo. So, pag nag-submit kayo, hindi na kayo maliligaw. Ito na yung sample campaign description, ito na yung sample message, and bago kayo mag-submit talaga, i-review niya yung mga sinabit nyo before. I mean, i-review ng Go High Level mismo. Real time ang pag-review nila nito. So, mag-check yun doon kung pass ba sa standard ng Go High Level yung pag-submit nyo. Pero, meron pa rin silang disclosure na yung guidelines na yun is hindi talaga siya ang tawag dito, hindi talaga siya nag-guarantee na mabe-verify yung phone number agad-agad. So, it's just their guidelines or their standards or mostly talaga recommendations nila before mag-submit ng A2P for verification. So, kapag meron na kayong ganito sa website ng client nyo, it's all good. May terms and conditions, may privacy policy na active. And yan, so kapag meron na, so for example nito, contact us form, I agree to receive SMS updates from Nashville Roofing Company. So ito kasi recently change lang namin to. Pero nung sinubmit ko tong phone number or sinubmit ko yung phone number for this client is ito yung inad ko, and I just informed him na we can change this naman after the verification. So, di rin naman masyadong binabasa palagi. So, for me, but yeah. And another thing pala, guys, sorry, pag na-create kayo ng form, right, checkbox kasi to sa form. So, punta lang tayong sites. Let me just show this a little. So, for example, itong contacts, ito kasi yung form dun sa website So, this checkbox, kailangan hindi siya required. Dati kasi na misconception or na misinterpret dati, dati kasi ni-require siya. Kasi nga parang i-require mo para talagang nag-a-agree sila. Pero yung sa pag-submit pag magsa-submit kayo, kailangan naka-uncheck to. Kasi dapat may option, kumbaga yung customers right, dapat may option ako to if I agree. So for example, magsasend lang naman ako ng inquiry pero ayokong makatanggap ng mga promotional messages or marketing messages. So, ayokong i-check to. Pero makakapag-submit pa rin ako ng inquiry. So, yun. Kaya, ina-advise or yun nga, kasama sa guidelines ni Go High Level na dapat yung CTA na to or yung opt-out TC pala to. Yung terms and condition nito, ito kasi yan So, itong message na to or opt-out message is dapat hindi siya required. So, yan. Ngayon kasi, syempre, malakas na yung loob natin for this client kasi nga, approved na yung phone number niya. So, ganun. So, yun lang naman yung nandun sa checklist ko. So, terms and condition, kailangan meron sa website and then sa form na rin, as well as yung privacy policy. Kasi para mas mapabilis yung approval ng phone number. Kadalasan kung bakit syempre 'pag nagsa-submit ako guys, nare-reject pa rin paminsan-minsan, and most of the reasons na nare-receive ko for rejection is sa opt-out message talaga. Yung nandun sa form. So, kailangan talaga slick yung contact us form nyo as much as possible, like specific siya, especially yung nasa terms and conditions and privacy policy. Dapat merong nakalagay doon na yung we don't sell your details, yung mga ganun, yung mga typical na terms and conditions. So, meron pa rin dong nakalagay about this opt-out message. Kasi, pati yung terms and conditions as well as yung privacy policy page is nire-review din nila yun. And kung medyo dehado yung customer or consumer, yun, nire-reject nila yung A2P submission. And yung A2P submission, guys, or A2P campaign submission, regardless ma-approve yan or ma-reject, every submission you have to pay for it. Kumbaga may bayad siya. So, pag na-reject yan, syempre nakapagbayad na kayo ng for submission, I think $22 per submission. So, kapag ka na-reject, magsasubmit na naman kayo. So, another bayad na naman ng client yon. So, ganon. Kaya meron akong sinusunod checklist kasi nami-minimize niya talaga yung rejection. May times din talaga na tulad ng sa akin, may checklist na ako. So, most of the time talagang uniform yung pag-submit ko ng A2P for the client. And merong times na this client was approved like within 3 days or 5 days, mga ganyan, mabilis lang. Tapos yung isang client naman, which is same process ng pag-submit ko, is na-reject. So, saan ako nagkamali? Same lang naman ng process, di ba? So, may times na ganun, it's not about how you submitted or the details in it. Minsan, nasa side din ng reviewers. Baka na-mislook din nila. So, ganyan. And ingat tayo guys sa pag-submit ng A2P kasi kapag ka naka 3 times na rejection, hindi mo na kayo makakapag-submit agad-agad. So, kailangan pang mag-reach sa GHL support para matulungan kayong mag-submit ulit. And syempre, kapag limited din yung access nyo inside Go High Level, hindi kayo basta-basta makakapag-reach out sa Go High Level support. So, yun lang guys. Sana meron kayong kahit konting natutunan dito sa video na to. And nirecord ko pala tong video na to kasi ni-request siya. So, kapag meron kayong mga gustong matutunan or request, mag-comment lang kayo and pa-like na rin po. And I have a course as well. So, I sell courses. So for now, I only sell Go High Level Introduction for newbies. So kung gusto nyo ring buy ng course, just message me or mag-comment lang po kayo in the comment section. Thank you guys. And again, if you have any questions, feel free to comment down below. Thank you.